What's going on, everyone? So, the Los Angeles Lakers lost Anthony Davis last night. Hopefully, it's nothing major. LeBron James said that he should be fine. But at least at the time of recording this video, I imagine at some point today, so depending on when you're watching this video, we may have already gotten the news and update on Anthony Davis. My guess is that they're going to take precautions, right? Last thing you want to do is rush Anthony Davis back, and then ends up getting hurt and missing the rest of the season or playoffs or something crazy like that, right? Like, you want to be overly cautious than underly cautious, and if it is an abdominal issue, some of those strains take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. So I mean, he could be out for weeks, if not a month, of basketball before he's really ready to go. And the problem is, can the Lakers survive without him? Right? Now, the Lakers can absolutely win a game or two here and there, right? But the long haul, can they survive without him? No. Right? Lakers are absolutely cooked if they lose Anthony Davis for any significant stretch. Now, I do think the Lakers will be better prepared, right? Like, one, they shouldn't have lost to the Philadelphia 76ers. That was an embarrassing game, in my opinion. Just absolute no-shows across the board. But beyond the frustrations of that game, I did a whole video breaking down those frustrations, so check out that video if you're interested. But they do play the Wizards. I do think the Lakers can beat a team like the Wizards without Anthony Davis. Wizards are awful. Yes, you're on the road. Yes, Lakers can be awful at times too, but the Wizards are like unbelievably bad. It's like, wow, this is a real basketball team bad. Lakers should be able to handle business without Anthony Davis. Like I said, they'll be more prepared, right? With the Sixers, it kind of just, they weren't expected. It came out of left field and was like, uh-oh, right? Now what do we do? And then, Jackson Hayes just was awful, like unplayably bad. I would have looked to maybe play a couple of these other pieces, but nonetheless, right? I do think that you'll be able to survive the next couple games without Anthony Davis, but long term, no. Right? I don't think you beat the Knicks without Anthony Davis. I don't think you beat the Clippers without Anthony Davis. I think you can beat the Warriors without Anthony Davis, although he's usually a monster against the Warriors, but that's also the trade deadline. Lakers need to pull off a trade for a center. And I'm hoping that this adds for a little more kind of, like expedites this process a little bit, right? Where the Lakers kind of feel like, okay, maybe we need to get something sooner rather than later. Problem is that other teams are going to know that too, right? So if Anthony Davis misses any extended time, which I wouldn't be surprised if we get news that he's like day to day, but really he's going to miss like the next 10 games or something like that, right? But they'll just kind of play it off as like, oh, he's day to day. Because if you announce Anthony Davis is expected to miss a month or something, all the prices for all the teams that have centers that the Lakers are interested, all are just going to skyrocket. Absolutely skyrocket. And that is my concern. My concern is that you're going to see some of these teams go, oh, well, now you needed a center before. You desperately need a center now. So now, supposedly Chicago wants a first for Nikola Vucevic, right? Well, now it's like, oh, we want an unprotected first, right? Before we wanted a first, maybe we would have taken a pick swap or something, but no. For the Lakers, oh, it's an because why wouldn't you? If you're one of these other teams, why wouldn't you? Right? Like, we know you need a center. Anthony Davis is going to be out for 4 weeks or whatever, which, again, knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen. But if we get news like that, teams are absolutely going to look to fleece the Lakers, and that's my concern. That's where my dilemma lies. And look, it'd be the Lakers' own fault. Should have made the trade. Should have made the move a while ago. Should have done something sooner, but you didn't. You wanted to take your time. You wanted to be patient on the center's position. Right? Now, if it's somebody like Miles Turner, you're probably going to have to give up a pretty decent penny anyway. So, if it's something like that, but like, again, some of these other centers, and the question is like, now what do you do? Because without Anthony Davis, you really need rim protection, right? Now you don't have anybody that can protect the rims. But all the rim protectors don't really give you the offense that Anthony Davis gives you. And without Anthony Davis, you're probably really going to need the offense. So it's just like, do you lean for a Nikola Vucevic and get a guy that could give you, because again, Miles Turner I still think would be perfect because he kind of gives you a little bit of both. But removing Miles Turner for a moment, it's like, do you go with like, say, a Clint Capella, right? All defense and rebounding, kind of needs setup offensively, or do you go with like a Nikola Vucevic who is all offense and rebounding, right? He's a guy that's just gonna, give you a double-double every night, especially without Anthony Davis. He probably gives you 25 and 12 or something like that. I think you might have to go and make a push for Valanciunas or Nikola Vucevic. I mean, there is Jonas Valanciunas too, but can Valanciunas hold it down? But he's awful. He's worse than Vu defensively. It's just, you put yourself in such a bad spot. You decided to put yourself in such a terrible position, and again, you have no one to blame but yourself. Right? Like, I do think, again, that the Lakers can survive without Anthony Davis for some of these games, but you're not winning most of them, right? You're just hoping, let's say Anthony Davis misses 10 games, you're just hoping that you go 500 in those 10 games. Can you go 5-5 during that stretch? Right. And another thing I want to say, like, I see this running narrative. It's like, oh, Anthony Davis is soft, this, that, that. Anthony Davis has literally been the healthiest star in the league the last, 2.5 years. Like, that's not my opinion. That's a literal fact. Out of, the top, 50 players in the league or something like that, he's played more games and more minutes than, all of them. So, again, this isn't a soft issue. Injuries happen. Things happen. Right? But Anthony Davis just has this reputation of just being, street clothes and stuff. And it's such a silly narrative when literally there are dozens of stars in the league that have worse injury histories the last 3 years than Anthony Davis. Yet Anthony Davis continues to be called soft. It's wild. It is absolutely wild. But nonetheless, right? You look at Anthony Davis and you're not going to be able to replicate everything he does, right? Not with, there's literally 2 guys in the league that can do and replicate what he does. So really, you're looking to try to offset one of those, in my opinion, if you can pull off a trade, right? If you don't make a trade, then I think you need to. Can you survive with Christian Koloko and Jackson Hayes? I don't think. I'm not a fan of Jackson Hayes getting heavy minutes, right? Even in that Sixers game, he was awful. Couldn't rebound, nothing. Couldn't catch the basketball, nothing. It was just wow. What are we doing here, right? It was just so incredibly frustrating. But could you maybe get away with the Jemison? Maybe. Right? Because at least he's big and physical and gives you that interior presence. Right? If you were ever going to look for him, now would be the time. Right? If you were ever going to take a flyer on a Jemison, now would probably be the best time to do that. I still like Koloko more than I like Hayes. That's just me. I think Koloko gives you better rim protection, although he wasn't great last night either. It's just, again, what do you do? What do you do if you're the Lakers, right? Got some decisions to make. Gotta try to stay alive and stay afloat without Anthony Davis for as long as you can. Hopefully it's nothing. Again, hopefully if he does miss, it's only a game or 2. But don't be shocked if he ends up missing a couple games, because like I said, I think the Lakers are going to be overly cautious, But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that the Lakers can survive and stay afloat without Anthony Davis? Do you think no shot? They're cooked, they're done? Do you think that they need to kind of expedite a trade here? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it either way. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, If you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.